Hi guys, Christina with the Natural State Gardener and Homestead. Today is Groundhog's Day, and the good news is Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow. Now, most people are going to sit inside and watch the movie Groundhog's Day all day because, well, it's Groundhog's Day. It's the one day a year it's appropriate to watch such a stupid movie. However, in my opinion. However, I am putting mulch and compost and dirt in these buckets to set my sweet peas out. It's starting to warm up enough and they're big enough to go outside. There's a rock in there somewhere. And then Kenny and I have spent yesterday kind of cleaning up down here on the creek, and he's going to show you sort of what we got picked up. My wood pile. I don't want to get rid of my scraps, so don't look at that. Got it cleaned up there by that drain that comes from the...
This is our creek here, folks. This is Kenny. Good to see you. This is our little creek right here that runs behind our home. This is city property behind that, so never be anyone behind us. This was all covered in privet. If you saw my very first video, you saw where this whole creek bank was covered in privet. And a lot of it still is. It's very invasive and it is a pain to get rid of. But we have plans to get rid of all of that and clean it out. And there's a lot of shade here, so we'd really like to have a shade garden, or at least I would. I think they're cool, and I don't mean cool like a Fonzie cool. I mean like they have a cooling effect in the summertime with your hostas and your azaleas and your shade trees and your ferns and your elephant ears. So we have plans to build all that back here and get all that set out. As a matter of fact, yesterday, I'll take you up here and show you where we worked yesterday. While Christina seems to do all the work.
Well, I was going to mention that this is sort of like hugelkultur. This is leaves and sticks that the city dumped out for us. They were kind enough, when they cut the trees back in town, we let them dump all this mulch out here. So it's sticks and leaves and compost of all types. So it will go into my vegetable garden also. So it's sort of a whole hugelkultur effect. My buckets are ready. They'll have a layer of soil on the top for the peas, and I'll build up some teepees for them. But we ought to have
It's a really neat project. Let's walk along the creek here, Christina, if you want.
They're still wet. We'll chew.
Such a pretty day. Y'all, we understand. We're so fortunate to have what we have in such a pretty day. Look at the cardinal. There's a really bright cardinal down there.
And the robins. I don't know
if you can see
else
it.
has had. I saw in one of my gardening groups on Facebook, somebody else mentioned the robins. I mean, they are here in force. I'm not sure where they came from.
Sorry for the shaking, y'all. We'll have better equipment as days go by. Here's some more of this is the kind of privet that we dealt with. And we've dealt with this 300 feet of it. And they just let it go, completely let it go. And so we're clearing it out. What our plans are is to put Christina a nice she shed back here and have her a deck on the back so she can sit and look at the creek and... Yeah, may put our chickens down here on the creek. Here's some we cleaned out yesterday. You can see we just kind of laid it here on the ground, and you know, keep up with our progress as we go. Actually, we went to one of our nurseries the other day, and they were throwing out these Encore azaleas because they just weren't really doing all that well, and they weren't in a position to where they felt like they needed to sell them, so they gave them to us. There's 4 of them here. One, I don't know how well it's going to do. I'm not sure if it's going to live or not, so I put 2 together. But there are 3 right in here underneath this oak tree that we found as we were clearing out the privet. So I'm going to keep that oak tree there, and there's another one right here that we found when we were cleaning out the privet. You can see we've got a long way to go, and this is our project for today. We'd like to get all this cleaned out, get these briars cleaned out. As a matter of fact, I may set fire to them see if we can burn it out. They're cut off, they're dead, so I don't know how much of it we can burn. I just want to get it off the ground so that we can go ahead and start doing some gardening down here and setting some things out.
And what's going into the creek?
Well, what we're going to put into the creek is I want to put a water pump, so actually I can pump our water out of the creek to irrigate the rest of our yard and our gardens. And my granddad, when he had this place, he had it to where he had a pump down here. And so if he could do it, so can I. But here's a lot more of the cleaning that we have to do. And it's really a beautiful spot, really a pretty spot. And once we get her a she shed down here and get a deck on the back and get our pump in the creek and landscaped, it should be really, really nice place to be. So stay tuned to our progress. If you like our little channel, if you watch as we go, we're not going to teach you a whole lot today, I don't suppose. But we just kind of wanted to show you some projects that we're up to. And Christina, it's all you, hon.
Thanks, guys. Come back and see how much we get done today. Also, please like and subscribe. We would subscribe back. However, I don't usually know who subscribes. So if you make a comment, that really helps me out with subscribe for subscribe. Oh, thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day.
Bye-bye.